Well, good morning. It is 10:30 a.m. on the Pacific Coast, which is kind of odd because this whole daylight savings time is affecting me. I would imagine you as well. Normally we do our events at 11, but I chose 10:30. And it was very peculiar because when I did this, I set it up as PDT, not thinking, and then it hit me that this was going to actually be the day after, and it's actually PST. So I just put Pacific now, so I don't have to deal with all that. But anyhow, I hope you're feeling all right. And for those of you on the East Coast and the rest of the world, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you. Welcome to Ignite Method, a quick overview on what it is we do. Before we get started talking about Ignite Method, I'm going to tell you where this all came from. It was the brainchild of ours through 74 Systems, the company that built School of Bookkeeping and Ignite. And it was called Ignite Program, and it still is. The Ignite Program is still in existence. It's our core offering. It's a little bit different than Ignite Method, and I'm going to share with you the differences. But first, I figured I better explain what Ignite Program is so you could understand. So Ignite Program, which you can learn more about with a free consultation, almost free, at 74systems.com/start, or just go to 74 Systems. So it's a one-on-one consulting. In essence, you're hiring us as your marketing department. I become your chief marketing officer and help you with sales and marketing and building your business and doing all the things that we're going to talk about in a moment with you directly. It's a really kind of a cool fit because you never have to worry about letting go of an employee. We're on a consulting contract. We just ask for 30 days notice. If it's not working out or if we're not getting the results, which is rare, or if, you just decide that you're making too much money and you want to sit on an island somewhere, that's okay. Actually have that happening right now with one of our clients. She's so busy that we can't get access to her. She just keeps paying us, but it's like, hang in there, I'll be back. Well, that's a good thing to have, but we don't necessarily want that either. We want to stay very busy and stay active. So Ignite is hands-on, very active. One of the best things about Ignite Program is that we help you with accountability. We help you get things done, make sure you're doing the things that we assign to you, and we hold ourselves accountable. We have all kinds of awesome systems and tools that we use to engage with you, to track. We have shared Evernotes with templates so that you know exactly what we did at each one of our meetings. We have an amazing CRM system that tracks every single step. And we go through a pipeline and change from activity set to the next to make sure that we never miss anything. So we cover all kinds of stuff in both programs, but that's the difference, one-on-one, hands-on. And it's a monthly payment. And it ranges from, we have a program now at $1,000 a month, and it goes all the way up to, we've got clients that are $12,000 a month and they get a full team. So depending upon what level you're at, hopefully you keep growing at these levels, because if you get to daily double, you're obviously doing well. If you're paying us gladly each month, that means we're doing our job and you're making lots of money. So it's a pretty cool program. That's the Ignite Program. It's regular, it's pay every month, and we work with you kind of like an outsourced employee. If you want to learn more about that one, check it out at 74systems.com and then go to /start or click one of the Start Here buttons and you can learn. Okay, so now Ignite Method. Ignite Method is something we created because we realize not everybody has the budget or the time or is willing to commit to a regular monthly working with us kind of a program. So we came up with Ignite Method, which is more of a online self-paced instructional thing. So while it is video instruction and online, similar to what we're doing right now, it also has a very engaging format. You have regular communication with us. Some of the levels have a Slack channel, so it's immediate, and those in our Ignite program that use Slack understand and appreciate this. They're constantly, just literally 5 minutes before I jumped on this webinar, I was going back and forth with a client, Carrie Kahn. You probably know her. She's an IRP, and she was at Best Buy, and she sent me pictures of some devices that I had told her she should get, and she was checking to make sure she was getting the right ones. Well, having that kind of access to us is great, because we know things and we want to help you with things. We don't know anything about what you do. Well, we do a little. I do have my QuickBooks ProAdvisor online cert, or I did, but really that's not our thing. Our thing is marketing. So where we're expert, we help you, and having access to us is a great thing. So some of the Ignite method levels will give you that as well, plus the monthly workshop that we are building right now. And these monthly workshops are pretty cool. Each one is a little bit different, and we're actually working on a new set. They loop, so they just keep going, and I'll explain to you the different methods. So it's a monthly program, but you don't pay for it monthly. You just pay for it, and it's quite a bit less expensive than Ignite program. So that's why we created it. And our very next event, which is the first of this particular season, we've already done 3 of them. This will be number 4, is called Marketing Spaghetti. And to explain what that is, it's to help you focus on ROI. When you are doing marketing, you often are challenged with jumping into something that you don't necessarily know that much about, but you want to try it, and then you're like, oh, why did I spend that money? Like AdWords or Facebook ads, or placing an ad. The best ad I ever ran was a mistake. And what I mean by that is I put an ad in the paper. It was for a client of mine a long time ago. I was the marketing department. I've always been in the marketing department for a company that was helping people recover their losses with investments. And we got this big article in Forbes, which obviously was my doing, and it was called Friends of the Shafted. So we put this big ad in the newspaper called Friends of the Shafted. Come to this seminar and we'll help you recover your money from Prudential Beige at the time and Merrill Lynch and so on and so forth. Well, the newspaper company botched it. They made a big mistake in the way they printed it. It looked terrible, and we were frantic, and of course we didn't have to pay for it. Well, we ran that ad 3 times. That was the only one that really brought a tremendous number of responses. We had like 80 people show up. Now, the next time I asked them to do the same thing, and they said, no, we can't. We can't make the paper look bad on purpose. It was a mistake. But that's the thing, marketing, you just never know what's going to work, but there are certain standards, and there's certain things that you need to understand about what choices you make. And some of those are, don't waste money on a whim. If you're not going to see it through, don't even mess around with it, okay? You've got to give marketing time. If you put something out there and you say, hey, I sent an email, nobody responded. I mean, those of you that are here, you responded because you either responding to an email or you saw it on Facebook, but you probably didn't see or respond the first time, but we hammered it and eventually you showed up, and we got a great showing today. So, if you give up after the first piece, you're going to lose that investment. And as you market, it continues to build. So Marketing Spaghetti, we're going to talk about which things you can use and making sure that you understand the importance of setting a budget, a realistic budget, not one you want to necessarily spend, but the one you need to, and making sure you see it through and making the whole thing come together properly. And that is the core focus of that particular workshop. We will give you assignments for you to go out and try different things. We will take your questions during the event, and then later through the mechanisms that we've set up. We have forums for everybody. And we have Slack for some of our premium subscribers or clients. And then in December, and we do have an official date for this, we're going to be talking about selling. And this is something that kind of goes with confidence and skill. And you've been focused in your career on a very specialized skill. Selling doesn't always come easy to your industry, and because we work with hundreds, now thousands And it's not an easy task for you. So we're going to take you through ORNSA, which is an acronym that I learned at IBM. And we're going to talk about value versus price. You know, value pricing is something that is so frequently discussed in this industry. And what is that value and how is it perceived? You know, it's not always what it appears. And we're going to go into the kind of the freakonomics of it all and understanding sometimes you're priced too low. I had a CPA once offer to do my taxes. I really liked her. She was a client and she said, I'll do them for X amount. And I said, what? And she said, what's the matter? Is that too much? I said, no, it's too little. You make me nervous. You clearly don't have the confidence and the experience to handle an account like mine. And I meant that in the nicest way. I just didn't feel like she was ready. Until you're willing to ask somebody for, you know, real dollars and make them scratch their head as to whether or not they should hire you, but they do anyhow because you have value. You bring something to the table that is above and beyond, and you carry it through. You sell it well. We're going to help you with that. We're also going to help you figure out what a real opportunity is versus somebody that's just wasting your time. You know, we have almost free consultations. They range, we change the price periodically depending upon how busy we are. But right now, you know, it's, if we didn't put some kind of a price tag on our consultation, we get people that book a free consultation, they don't show up. Well, you're wasting my time. Now, most of you that, if you know me, I see a couple of people that know me here, you know that when I get a cancellation from a client, I'm really excited about it because that means I've got an hour to catch up or do other things or innovate or, you know, add that last piece of the puzzle that I was working on. So don't really get upset about it, but you do kind of need to set the stage based on what it is you do for a living. And in your career, if you've got a certain quota that you want to achieve each month and people are filling up your calendar with free consultations, but you're either not closing or they weren't pre-qualified, you didn't put them through the proper funnel, you didn't ask them the right questions, you just kind of, you know, they just kind of showed up and wasted your time. Well, eventually you can't get that back, and eventually you're going to wish you had that month back or did it differently. We're going to help you figure that kind of stuff out. And then dealing with objections when people say no. You know, we use a marriage proposal in this picture here. And these people are not married because I see them in a lot of pictures throughout Adobe stock, but they're pretty good actors. She's obviously going to say yes. You can tell by the expression in her face. But when you're talking to somebody on the phone, you don't always get to see their expression. And you know, you don't necessarily, it doesn't make you feel good when somebody says no to you or never calls you back and so on and so forth. Well, you got to get over that and you got to move on and you got to deal with it. And you've got to just figure out how to charge forward and get as much as you possibly can out of the day with every opportunity that comes your way. And we're going to help you with that as well. And then we're going to go to January with managing workflow. And this is one of my favorites. And this is really focused on prospect management, client management, staff management, and project management. So making sure you have a process that enables you to manage incoming leads properly. If you've got opt-ins on your website and you need to bring those in to take them to a become a client, and how that process works and the automation involved and so on and so forth. That'll be a great one. And then we're going to talk about who are you? And who are you is an interesting one because this actually is your brand. And we're going to talk about, is this the right career for you? Are you doing what you love? What is your niche? And how are you going to brand yourself? And then it's taking the leap. And taking the leap is you know, raise your hand if you're an entrepreneur. Are you an entrepreneur? I mean, you're all business owners, right? Otherwise you wouldn't be here. But I ask you this question. When you made the decision to take the leap, or maybe you're about to take the leap, did you question it? Did you have any question whatsoever? Were you concerned? Did you, for just a moment, think, maybe I should just keep my job? I don't know if see, I never felt that way. I never wanted a job. When I worked at IBM, I built my resume on an internship that turned into a job. But when they left Santa Barbara and asked me to move to LA, I said, no, thank you. I'm going to just take my 3 years and put it on my resume and finish my college degree. And the guy said, how did you get a job with IBM without a college degree. I said, well, that's, you know, that's the whole point. And that's what I did. And that's what I love to do. And I could never see myself working as an employee. It's just not my style. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about all the little things you have to do to build this business and get it up and running, and the pieces and the parts. Oh, there's so much you have to do. You know, the good old trademark conversation. Should I trademark? Should I copyright? So on and so forth. And then we're going to dig in deep with the Ignite marketing plan. We're going to help you build a marketing plan for your business so that you can actually do things. Now, this isn't something that you have to necessarily follow, you know, letter to letter. It's really more of just a kind of a big picture outline of what it is you want to do and where you want to focus your energies so that you're not wasting your time. And then we have other workshops that we're currently planning. They're not available just yet, but this will be the next few months. Some of these, technology is a big one. And one of my favorites, automation, which is partly technology, but there's some really cool automation things out there. Like, for example, I could right now, let's see, I haven't created this for Ignite yet. So I'll do it for a different one. Alexa, add to my to-do list.
What's the to-do?
Add your website as an Ignite method lesson.
Sorry, something went wrong.
In the middle of a webinar. Okay, so you get the point. That normally works perfectly. Alexa, add SpaghettiOs to the grocery list.
SpaghettiOs added to grocery.
Okay, I've recovered. You know, for some reason, I keep adding SpaghettiOs to the grocery list and I never see them show up in the cupboard. I don't know what the heck's going on there. Somebody loves me. So we're going to work on automation. We're going to work on, we're looking at one called Your Website, just everything about your website. And if you know us, you know we build websites that work, and it's really about all the little bits and pieces of a website that make a website valuable. And then we're going to talk possibly about speaking, video, webinars, getting yourself out there on the stage and in front of the camera and getting over those fears and becoming good at it. Knowing how to deal with one of these Amazon echoes when it doesn't work in the middle of your webinar. Thank you, Alexa. Never mind. And then we'll talk about fame, fortune, and everything that goes with it. Yes, that's a lyric. It just came to me in my head after I was thinking about it. Fame, not in the sense of you becoming famous, but becoming well-known and everybody understanding who you are and what you do and your differentiators and your brand and so on and so forth. We're doing a course right now on schoolofbookkeeping.com, and it's Carrie Kahn just started it. She's doing another lesson today for us, and it's called Choosing the Right QuickBooks, which made me think there's a lot of tools and apps and things out there that people need to know. She's out there right now shopping for the right microphone and the right webcam. And you know, her monitor, when she sent us the videos, was skewed. It wasn't the right size. It wasn't a typical 1080p style. Nobody knows what all this stuff means, so we help you make sure you know what that means. And that would probably fall into technology as well. And then confidence building. I'll never forget, I wrote a blog post at ericgreenspan.com. It's my most recent one. And I'll never forget speaking in front of a group, raising capital, and my legs were shaking. And I've never been a big fan of the podium until that day. You can read the article there, ericgreenspan.com. Just click on my stories. And it's really, you know, confidence is a funny thing. Some of it comes with experience and some of it just doesn't. Some of it is just really one of those things that you need to work on. And you have to get certain things out of your head and you have to get your focus. So how much does it cost? So this is the thing. With Ignite Method, you pay a one-time fee. And the way it works is for the full year of modules, you can either do recorded only. I don't advise it. You don't get any communications or anything like that. You just get to watch the videos. You can watch them as often as you want throughout the year for $499. Ignite Method Live, I think, is a great value. You can watch recorded in perpetuity. So basically, as long as we record modules, you'll get to watch them through the period of 12 that we do. You won't get cut off. You can keep watching them if you want to go back a year from now and see that thing and remind yourself. And you'll have a year of access to everything else. You do get a Slack channel invite as well, which I think is fabulous. And then for the live ongoing, basically this is just a lifetime membership. We're basically saying for $14.99, you can just continue watching our modules as long as we are producing them. You're welcome to show up, check them out, and watch them over and over again and recorded. Engage with us via the Slack channel and the discussion forums. I mean, it's just, I think it's an amazing value. When you go to ignitemethod.com and you click on buy, you will also see some links for some financing. You'll pay a little more, but we do offer the live ongoing. I think it is in 2 or 3 payments. You can also buy, just for now, this particular marketing spaghetti. You can buy it, just that one. You'll just get access to it alone if you want to try it out. So check it out there. And you just need to go to ignitemethod.com for all of that. Once again, if you're interested in an Ignite program, you'll find that at 74systems.com. That is where the Ignite program resides. Do we have any questions? I think we're good. Okay, well, that is our Ignite Method preview. Thank you for coming, folks, and enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you make some money today and secure some great new clients. Take care.